This week, Telltale Games released the 4th installment of the Walking Dead video game series known as Episode 4, Around Every Corner. First off, I want to mention that the episode does well in doing what it's supposed to do, setting itself up for a big finale. As we approach the end of the first season, you would think a lot of the pieces of the puzzle would start falling into place, but they don't. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, it could just simply mean that a lot of it will all come together in the finale. The episode ends without the group getting on and sailing off on a boat like they planned, or even finding out who the mystery voice is on the walkie-talkie. Although what I do love most about this series is the suspense and the great acting of the characters that each episode brings. Oh yeah, and the creepy looking zombies.
We got walkers all around us, that crazy fuck on the radio messing with us. Hell, if now ain't the time for a drink?
Episode 4 picks up right where Episode 3 left off. Lee and the group have just arrived in Savannah in search for a boat. Savannah is also where Clementine's parents are believed to be. Just like we've seen in previous episodes, the group's plan doesn't always seem to work out best for them. One thing leads to another, and by the end of the episode, some would say they're in more of a mess than they ever were. Without mentioning any names, in Episode 4 you'll be faced with the task of not only saying hello to some new characters, but also goodbye. With the mystery man on the other side of the walkie-talkie watching their every move, the group is now on high alert, making everyone a lot more suspicious when a new character is introduced.
Hey! You can't just leave us here!
Really? Watch!
No! Please don't leave us!
If you're unfamiliar on how The Walking Dead plays out, you the player step into the shoes of Lee Everett, a convicted killer but also a family man. Most of the time you walk around freely in a third-person view searching for supplies or inspecting objects. The game is primarily based on choice. The responses you give to other characters affects how the game plays out and how it will eventually end. A lot of the time too, you'll be listening to other characters talk and then responding yourself with usually one of 4 optional responses given to you. What makes it harder is that you only have a limited amount of time to respond to a question, but be warned, the game is filled with a lot of cutscenes. In previous episodes, we've been forced to make some pretty tough decisions that we know will have a huge impact on the story. But in episode 4, I felt like this wasn't the case. I felt as if most of the decisions I made had no importance or were just there to keep the conversation going, which was a bit of a letdown.
Hey! Hey! Who are you? What the hell do you want from us?
Episode 4 also offers a new gameplay feature. Now when shooting zombies, the game drops you into a first-person perspective and allows you to move the gun around freely, choosing which zombies you want to kill first. I also noticed quite a lot of character development in this episode. Clementine seems to be so much more mature and independent, having a say when she thinks something you're doing is wrong. There is also a lot of focus on Ben in this episode, with him having a lot more dialogue, which eventually turns out being a bad thing for him, of course depending on the choice you make. Personally, I think the acting in the game is great. There are a few technical issues with the voice acting every now and again, but it's nothing to deter you from playing the game. The graphics are also great. I really enjoy playing through the detailed environments that each episode takes you to.
Doctor, I'm begging you, please help me.
Maybe one day, when things are different, you can try again. But for now, today, we have to do this. No.
Overall, the game does start quite slow, but the last 15 minutes will definitely make up for it, once again leaving you on the edge of your seat eager to play the next episode. The episode does have a few minor problems, and I did feel that some of the game's core features from previous episodes were missing, but overall it was great fun. Like I mentioned earlier, there are still so many unanswered questions, and for that, I can't wait to see what the season finale holds. With all that said, we'll be giving episode 4, Around Every Corner, an 8.5 out of 10. So thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy this review, remember to smash that thumbs up button. If you have played episode before or looking forward to play it, leave your comments and questions in the comment section below. As always, please subscribe for future content, and thanks for watching. Peace.
I know you think you're doing what's best for her.
We've been through more together than you can imagine. Anyone who tries to get between me and her is gonna wind up dead.